you'd have some ribs kind of coming through here for structural support. So I'm gonna add that to this, but first I wanted to get it nice and roughed in. Now, where do we need to go from here? Welcome back to the workbench, where we try to make things. What we're continuing to try to make today is Revell's Ford FD-100 pickup, the Foose design kit they put out a while back that we are doing quite a bit different. And if you'd like to get caught up on those differences, there's a link to a playlist down in the description. You can get completely caught up to where we are right now. And where we are right now is working on the chassis. So let me go ahead and flip this over, and I can show you the progress we have made so far. And remember, our goal is by the end of the week to have this whole chassis slash bed section, let me pull it apart here, completely finished. So what I mean by completely finished is ready for paint. So I'm trying to get as much done as quickly as I can, but I still want to do it right. So, I don't want to rush too much. Anyway, so let's take a look at where we are now. Before we had the Bronco floorboard in. We've got the bed completely cut out for our notches back here. But what I was able to do, and we put in the subframe here, and I did not even bring up the back subframe, did I? That's okay. We're not looking at that today. What we're looking at is this front section, or the front half. If you'd like to see the back half, go check out yesterday's video. You can see that. But so what I've done is I've got the fuel tank in. So we had talked about getting a fuel tank in here, which, like we mentioned, is on the wrong side. Our filler cap's on the passenger side, and now our fuel tank's on the driver's side, just because that's where it would fit. So we're going to have to do something about that, and we'll take care of that when we work on the cab itself. But I do have the fuel tank in there. It is not glued in because I'm not sure. So basically all of this, for the most part, all of this is going to be body color. The A-arms, the lower A-arms probably won't be. But I also don't know if I want the fuel tank to be body color either. So I haven't glued it in. Maybe it'll be body color. I don't know. I don't know. We'll see. But I'm going to leave it unglued for now, just so we have the option to pull it out, paint it a different color, then put it in. Anyway, but that's in there. You can let me know what you think about that. I did have a comment about putting it in the back, which makes sense. That's normally what you would do. But now keep in mind, right in here, in fact, I have it. We have our air ride setups going to be living right back here, right? So we've got this sitting in the, on the top side. So we can't put a fuel cell in there, in the back. And then also keep in mind, this thing's going to be sitting on the ground. And then we're going to have airlines. There was a lot going on, not a lot of space, and a lot going on in the very back here. So that's why I kind of tucked it in to where basically the fuel cell would have been, well, I guess probably in this, the fuel cell would have been, behind the back seat, I think, is probably where it had been. So we really went with the location of where it is located in the Bronco. Now, I had to take it down a lot smaller. So this is a very small fuel tank. We're not going to be driving very far, but that's okay. That's not what this car is meant to be about. It's not a cross-country car. It's just like a SEMA or a car show kind of car. Anyways, but that's in. I did also put in a transmission support here, or cross member, I guess I should say. And one reason I did that is because now you can see I have cut out the, this used to be solid right here. I cut that out. So now our drive shaft will just go straight through here. If I kind of slide the motor back in fact, I'll just put it in like so. The motor's going to sit right here, basically, if I can get it to hold there. And then our drive shaft will just go right through here. And I will build a tunnel. I'll build a tunnel that goes off this, so underneath the drive shaft, if that makes sense. So we'll build a tunnel up forward, basically to meet up with the firewall, which will extend down. If you notice, I still need to close this section in here, and this section in here, and then that basically the firewall / inner fenders will all meet up with that in here, which needs to be done. But what I did do is finish out this section. And when I say finish out, actually, I should say I roughed it in. So we've got this part in now where we have this built around the motor to close it off. And then up here to where the front, hopefully I brought the bumper. Yeah. So up here to where the front bumper is going to be, which will be sitting right like so. And now you can see that's kind of going to be closed in. If I move this again, you can see how whoa, I'm about to break my motor. You can see how the oil pan just kind of it'll be sitting about right there, kind of tucking. Oops, I did break the motor. I thought I heard something come off. I'll have to put that back on. But yeah, this will be sitting right in here in the oil pan, kind of tucking out. Now I'm going to add a lot of detail to this, like we have the details all in this section. I'm going to add that into this section too, so we have some kind of ribs and structure to it. Where did this come from? Oh, it came off the side of the motor. Okay, I'll have to glue this back in. Not a problem. That's the problem with mock-up. I almost wish I had two motors, to be honest with you. And I've actually thought about buying a second motor, and then because this one's getting all the mock-up we've been doing. I mean, it's actually still in pretty good shape. It's actually all right. But I thought I should have bought two motors, one for mock-up and then one for the kind of the final motor. But anyways, I'll fix that up. We got this. Like I said, kind of, I would call it roughed in or just the metal work done. And then I'll go in and add probably some ribs like around the cutout section and just some details to give it. So it's just not a flat piece of styrene, or in this case, what would look like a flat piece of sheet metal or even a flat piece of plastic or ABS or whatever we would be using. You'd have some ribs kind of coming through here for structural support. So I'm gonna add that to this, but first I wanted to get it nice and roughed in. Now, where do we need to go from here? Well, I kind of mentioned already, I need to build in these corners, and then build in those corners. I will probably, now this will actually be cab work. So it's not really for the chassis section. I'm kind of calling the bed the chassis section because it's all one piece now. It's the bed and everything. So the bed section or the chassis section, this won't be work on that, but I need to connect, let me make sure you guys can see, kind of finish out the inner fenders here to make the connection to here. Now they won't actually glue together. It'll just come in place to that on both sides. To close out the inner fenders there and here behind, and we'll build out to the firewall. Like I said, the firewall here, we'll close out this section and this section so that we're fully, built in like a real car would be. So I'll probably go ahead and do that on the cab, do that cab work, even though it's not part of the chassis work. But what I do need to do on the chassis side is the back side here. So I've got to I want to close this out. And I think I'm just going to come to the edge of the cab. So you can see the cab section is where I need to build out to here. Which is pretty simple and straightforward. It's just basically adding in styrene here, and that'll be very simple. But I also need to build the tub section here, or the tunnel. I guess we call it the transmission tunnel here into this piece that will then come up here to the firewall. Kind of like what we had here, but we're going to be moving it down, down to this section here. Hopefully that makes sense. And then as far as in the back, I've got to, my procrastination, I still need to French in the second tail light like we did on this side. I need to do that to this side. And then put a bed back in. I need to, or put a bed floor back in, I should say. So I'll work on that as far as getting the bed floor back in with our hump over our notches. And that's about where we are right now. Let me know what you think. I think it's coming out pretty well. I think it's much simpler than the direction we were going, so it's going to be much easier. By the way, being able to doing this, so when I cut this section out, and I did this on purpose, by the way, so none of this was here when I cut this section out, which meant I was able to take these two sides and kind of move them in and out, and I was able to place them right where they need to be for the cab, to match up on the cab. See that? See now how they perfectly match up here on, hopefully you can see, here on the fenders. And so I was able to hold that. Actually, I took a bunch of tape and I taped it up so it held right in place. Then I glued this whatever, this cross member in, and now it's held right in place. So it's perfect now to match up to the cab, because before it was a little bit off. It was just a little bit off, but that actually, by cutting out that section, allowed me to do that, to be able to put it exactly how I needed it. Once that was in place, then I was able to build in these pieces. By the way, here's kind of like a little template I had made to create that. Like I did just some simple templates, glue in together, and then cut it out in one piece. And yeah, I think it's going to look pretty good, especially once we kind of detail it up and whatnot. I think that'll look pretty cool. I don't know. Let me know what you think down in the description. Do you like the direction the chassis has gone now? I'm actually very excited about it, but let me know what you think down there. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you want to keep up with this. By the way, we're working on 10,000 subscribers. We should be to 10,000 subscribers mid to late next month, I believe, as far as the way way it's going right now, doing between 150 and 200 subscribers a month. So it should be there sometime next month, probably the end of next month. I don't know. Something like, if you subscribe, it might be the beginning of next month. Anyways, yeah, subscribe if you want to keep up with this. Hit the hype button, hit the like button, do all those things everybody tells you to do on YouTube. I've still got a lot of work to do. I got to get the back half and the front half. I got to get all this done. So I will see you guys tomorrow. Bye-bye.